Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSMR Main. Today we've got another match of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Random Percent 2024. This is Losers Bracket Round 3 between VixRyder and jkoper. I'm starting with me on comps today. Is Tiberius. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, Star. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Looking forward to a good race here. We've got ourselves Game 2 in the best of 3 series. Vix took Game 1, so we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, it should be a really good matchup. I mean, Coper, well known around many of the Zelda spheres, and Vix, our upstart champion from 2023. So, both of these two know very much what they're doing. So, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yep, should be fun, and we'll see how this goes. The starter runners off, and yep. Any particular flags you want to see today, or
I'm hoping that they have to hunt for their spell items. As much fun as it is, and it makes for a quick seed when they don't have to. Having to hunt those down is nice. And then I want no hints, so I want this to be a complete blind search.
yeah, that'll be fun. Um, it's a little funny. Yeah, for me, yeah, we'll see. I see that Vix it has the file names of Vix Shuck Nerf Boots, a particularly unpopular flag from this tournament so far. As oh hey, jump spell flute any key 5 lives 6 gems and 4 hearts. Not bad.
Yeah, not too bad at all. I didn't see a stab technique there, and it looks like we are at least getting town hints. Free fairy. Come on.
Okay, game. It is not vanilla spells since Fairy and Saria and Spellspill and Mito are both not vanilla. Sorry, Fairy and Ruda and Rauru and Spellspell and Saria are both not vanilla.
Yep, and I at least got part of my wish. It looks like we're not getting any like townsfolk hints, so they are still going to be needing to hunt down items.
Yeah. I'm gonna go hit the refresh button on the streams.
Sounds good. Hopefully, kicking the computer does it. So hope you're all joining us soon here, chat. I will do my best baseball play-by-play commentary here as Vix takes down a blue bot. No, no one wants to hear that.
Yeah. Um. Okay, let me go check
Looks
something
like
on
a
the admin side.
Caldera.
Where is the bot again?
Yeah, looks like we might have a Caldera start. So again, chat, I'll try to keep you posted here. Looks like we have a west to east Caldera. Vix finding a palace here, Palace 2, as jkoper does find Magic Container Cave for a Magic Container. So we could have vanilla locations. Vix drops into Fairy Cave, and it's not the normal enemies, but they are all small enemies. So we might just have enemies shuffled today instead of fully randomized.
Yeah, we'll see. Let me try resetting something because not sure what's crashing and Restream is just having issues.
No worries. And it looked like Coper was going into P-Bag Cave there. Vix was deciding to dive into P2. So we're just trying to take care of these tech difficulties. Thank you very much for doing that, Star.
Yep.
We'll get this going as soon as we can, folks. Go ahead, stand up, stretch your legs, and maybe get some water or some form of hydration, and we'll get these runners back up as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So in the interim, I did just go ahead and pull up the other stream. Looks like Vix continuing to dive into the palace here. Again, we have Fairy and the Ini key, so that is very much in logic as we have Coper going into Mito. Let's see if the stab techniques are swapped today.
Yeah, we'll see. What spell was that? Oh, we started spelling me down. I'm scatterbraiding.
No worries, as we do get pressed down to crouch, so it does look like just vanilla stab technique locations for our runners today. The Vix takes a nice lava bath in the double MOA crumbling bridge over lava room, everyone's favorite room. So we do have community rooms on today, so that's always a plus. Seeing some not so vanilla rooms.
Yep.
All right, and Coper.
Apologies for radio mode. I got Cubs to come take a look at this, so hopefully he has a better idea. This dragon's kind of sleepy headed today. Brain is not working too well. I did not get a lot of sleep last night, so not having a genius moment is to restream bug fixing at the moment right now. Apologies,
No
as
worries. We do
that
find
is
a
a
pea
P
bag
bag
in the grass tile.
here.
Yeah.
That is not vanilla overworld items to know. That's a heart
No,
container in
it
vanilla, and we
could
didn't
still
start.
be though if we don't
Actually, no,
have four
have
hearts
max
placed.
hearts. So that's interesting, actually. Yeah, how many items have we seen so far? I know chat commented we might have vanilla overworld items, but I've been kind of distracted by the tech issues.
Yep. So
Uh,
far we've only seen, or I've only seen anyway, the magic container cave and then the grass tile. And so it could still be vanilla if we don't have full hearts placed, but it could also be shuffled. So not enough info yet, as there is a heart in heart container cave. So again, still not quite enough info for us.
yep.
But I am leading towards, or leaning rather towards it being vanilla. But we'll see. Normally, when I have a strong opinion about that, it gets thoroughly debunked very soon. So we'll see how quickly these runners do that.
Uh-huh. All right, Cooper taking a look in P2 now. This is a really bright shade of yellow, but not too bad on the eyes, actually. Yellow tends to get kind of obnoxious, so hey, not the worst.
Yep, nice quick dead end there on the right as Copper moving back to the left. And yeah, I think we just have shuffled enemies here. So the big enemies will still be big, small enemies will still be small.
Mm.
Vix goes ahead and grabs his container out of Magic Container Cave, continuing to look around this western side of the caldera. Copper might have done this while we were AFK, but it looks like Vix has found the medicine cave. So we'll take a look here and get a little more confirmation on our overworld items.
Yep.
Looks like Coper's dodging a couple levels here, probably going to gun for that attack 3. Vix just looks like he's taking the levels as they go at 2-3-3 at the moment, as we do have a P bag in Medicine Container Cave. Again, not telling us anything since we started with the spell in Mito. But
Yep.
that's still pushing me a little bit, I think, towards vanilla overworld anyway, which means our dungeons could just be vanilla or shuffled.
Yep. Don't mind the current scene swaps. I know Cubs is trying to figure out the tech issues as yeah, he back there for Vic. So okay, looks like let's see.
Yeah, I don't think Coper wants to give up on that experience, especially since he skipped Magic 3 there. So just going to walk this one back on his side of things. As, yeah, Vix sort of following in what Coper already did. Vix did the early P2 dive, Coper did the early overworld. So our runners just sort of swapping spots right now.
Pretty much.
I do think, though, Vix up 8 at that dead end in P2 that Coper's walking back from. And Coper's giving us a little bit more information here.
I
But it
think
looks like
so, yeah.
Vix is, yeah, going right back into P2 here.
It makes sense. One of the things is that it's a I'm gonna do the math at one point. It's like a 58% chance that that Glove is vanilla in this tournament. Like just after as
Yeah.
high as 50%, it's more than 50% because it's 50% chance it's vanilla items, and then it does appear as though vanilla overall items are vanilla. So palace items will be in palaces, which means that it's a 1 in 6 on top of the 50%. That 1 in 6 times 50% plus the 50%. That Glove is just here, so so not terrible odds. And well, it's a six number. You're going here anyway.
Yep. And the joys of face cam, we get a good head shake from Coper there, who did take a double lava bath in a room, got hit by the anti fairy twice. Wasn't too pleased with himself there, but makes it through on the third attempt as both of our
Yep.
runners heading to the western wing of P2 here.
At least they have that is a dead end variant of this room because that was only one enemy standing on the steps, I think. Although not mixed large small makes it more confusing. Anyhow, yeah, it makes sense here. At least they have 5 lives, so taking the lava S isn't as costly.
Oh yeah, always
And okay, I
reassuring
was correct about
those
this
few
is in
those
fact
lives.
the dead end variant of that room because there's a community room variant that is not a dead end, but even with mixed large small enemies off, that is still the same way to ID it. Yeah, it's still busted. We've pinged it. We've pinged Dragon Maid to take another look at this.
Yeah. For now, Coper taking an up A there after he gets that level. Did reach sort of a dead end there as we get a fairy block on Vix's side, continuing into this western wing of P2. Kind of a longer P2 as well. We've already seen quite a few rooms at the dead end spots as we get the glove fairy block here on Coper's side.
Yep.
So seeing this many rooms though definitely leads me again to assume that we're not going to have bosses continuing to Palace, as Vix does find Helmet Head.
Yeah, and I agree that probably no boss is continuing to palace just because there's really not much left of P2. It's one of the more mid-sized palaces, but we've seen a good amount of this place. Um,
Yep, and Germa Fencer does take a bite out of Vix, losing one of those, handful of lives, but Vix going back in for round two here. So looking at Coper's side, I think he's only about 2 or 3 rooms away from Helmet Head now as well. As Vix, down to his last heart container, does take down Helmet Head. Looks like they're dropping a magic container of some kind. Vix was full on magic though, so not sure if it's going to be blue or red. So doesn't really help us at the moment. Oh, all right, good fairy on Coper's side there, saving himself from a lava bath as Vix places gem number 1.
yep. Gem 1 of 6. And oh, okay, there's at least one room after the boss. Go figure. Which I guess we haven't seen the item yet, so can't be too much further, I think.
Yeah, I think there was and yeah, here we go with the so the mini boss protected item room on Vix's side. So we get horse head and helmet head in the same palace. Lovely.
Yep. And Cooper not far behind at all here. So runner is about tied here as they finish up P2 more or less. Similar comparable in overall exploration and Vix just slightly ahead picking up their glove. Alright. That really isn't surprising. It's
I mean, we still could have shuffled, but again, very unlikely.
yeah. And it's time to head east. To head to the eastern side of the west, that is, because connections. Because it's time to go through the caldera since we've explored the western side and there's really not much left to do over here.
Yep. So now we come to the fun part of okay. Obviously we've seen P2, so are we going to have non-shuffled palaces? We'll see what's in the caldera. If it's 1 or 3, odds are palaces are going to be in their vanilla locations, which means 4 on Maze Island. Valley of Death will have the the GP, and what our continent connectors are going to be. Are we going to need a raft? Are we going to need, not nerf boots? All the fun stuff. So still plenty of things to be randomized, even though we've kind of deduced a good chunk of this seed.
Yep. Chat's still in radio mode. It looks like.
It's a one-sided caldera.
Oh, that's annoying. That's fun. That is also a lavender colored, either 3 or 6 in the caldera, likely 3 at the rate we're going, but we'll see.
Yep, which means, yeah, and it is three looking at the windows. So gonna have to
Yep.
find another pass through to get to the other side of the caldera here.
That we're good at continent, or I don't think we saw a continental connector on the western side, so we're gonna be.
Yep. Coper does take the quote unquote right connector and gets over to our eastern side of the west.
Yep, got ourselves some caves over here. We're still missing Rudo and Saria on the eastern side.
Oh man, real quick Rebanak here on Vix's side. I think he only
That
went
is
what 4 rooms.
something like that. That is very fast. The vanilla item out of 3 is the raft, which they did not start with, so there's not a value to potentially take a poke around here.
Yeah, I'd definitely start looking for it as Coper does find DM, and that might have been an islands DM, but we do have a bridge as well on bridge sighting on Coper's screen. So we have a continent connector cave going to DM, and then we have a bridge going somewhere TM as we find Shield Town in Saria.
Yep, and that was the backside. Cobra might go around to the front as that's the east, it looks like. Probably mountainous, possibly vanilla-like. That's a vanilla heart container on the desert tile.
Yep, I think we're pretty safe to say we have vanilla everything items now at this point with that other heart container, as Vix does
Well,
take
we
down
don't
Rebo with
know
one
for
stat.
sure it's vanilla palace items. That was a 1 in 6 of the glove being there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If it 1 in 6 on top, oh, it was like a if it's not vanilla. If it's like a yeah, right.
So Coper is going to pick up shield. Definitely don't blame him. Um, you know, it never hurts to have shield, especially in GP. Everything kind of hits like a truck. And when shield is this free, I'm a proponent of taking it. When it's free. So as we just get a P bag in 3, so I think you're right. I think we're shuffled then because that would have been our flute.
Yep. So we just got the 1 in 6. Not flute raft, by the way, since we didn't start with it.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. I mean, like that would have been the flute if we didn't start with it in P3. So shuffled.
No,
Sorry.
the flute's not in 3 in vanilla. It's the
No, I'm
it's the
that's. I think we're saying the same thing, but we're just going about it different ways.
sorry. Can you repeat that again? Because I think between the tech issues and my fatigue, I'm just not writing it now.
Yep, I was suggesting that the P bag replaced the flute, so we don't have vanilla item locations.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yes, that makes more sense. Thank you.
Yep, no worries. As another very quick palace on Coper's side, as a blink and you miss it, he takes down Horsehead and places his second gem. So both runners at 2 gems, but both palaces that the one have done that the other hasn't. The boss is about a room and a half in.
Yeah, P2 bit of a slog. Palaces 1 and 3 both snoozes in terms of bosses. Hope we're not bothering to look for the item in 1. It's just the candle, and he thinks items are vanilla, so not the. So understandable play from him. We don't know if we'll need the item out of here anyway.
All right, and yeah, Coper not gonna hang around and find that connector into what we know is P3, um, and I don't really blame him as he just heads to the east.
Yep. Yeah, that looks like probably vanilla-like here.
Really quick
Big
double
bay in the
Darunia
middle
encounter.
there. Yep. Kind of annoying you have to take this pretty much as soon as you get to the east, but well, map's funny. Yeah, this is I think with this much water and the narrow walkway there, this looks likely vanilla-like. Potentially something silly, as there's a river devil. That's kind of annoying. Thankfully, we start with the flute.
Yep, that was a brief moment of panic of, oh man, did we forget something in P1? But yeah, nope, it's already in our pocket from what would have been P3.
Very, very linear, very, very linear and railroady vanilla. Sorry, vanilla like East layout right now. It's looking like there is one path without the boots, and you're taking it.
Yep, as there
Yeah.
you go, Vix dropping Horsehead on his side. We'll see if he sticks around in the palace a little bit, as we do have a town sighting on Coper's side.
Yeah, Vix at least knows items are not vanilla in the palaces, so yeah, gonna take at least a poke in here to see if he can't find the item real quick. Uh,
Yeah,
this
I
Eastern
mean,
continent layout is just kind of not fun here, as spells fire in Naburu, or not Naburu, Nukasudo here.
and I think that was 6 containers to get into the basement, if I read that quickly enough.
Uh, we'll see. And apologies, it seems to be a larger issue with our restream network or something right now, as far as why we're getting permanent perma buffer on both streams. So Cubs and Dragonbane are trying to troubleshoot the issues, and we're not getting very far. Oh, magic jar requirements are on. Yay! Because Cobra just got denied for fire.
Oh no. Yep, that's gonna cost 7 containers. Luckily, he knows one is just chilling in Granny's basement here, but gonna need a 6 container to get the 7th container. Good times.
Yep. And okay, it confirmed it was 6 jars for the basement. Wahoo.
Excellent.
Apologies for the radio mode. We are trying and currently not getting very far on fixing the issue. As oh, hey, that's a funny visual bug for it.
Yeah,
It happens sometimes. I'm not quite sure what the cause of it is, but it's a visual bug. It does not actually stop you from entering the game, as we saw. It just looks kind of silly.
I think Elendar had mentioned it. It's caused by the raft tile being on the same either X or Y coordinate on the map.
Uh-huh.
Something like that. I don't like you don't know all the nuances, but it's something to do with where the raft tile sits as well. But yeah, always funny to see.
Yep. I also totally missed if Cooper read the sign in Darunia, but I don't think he did. He did just find that down here, kind of in the south middle bit of the map, I guess, as Vix goes through this glove block. And Old Kasudo is Reflect. Well, we are gonna need all 8 magic jars.
Yay! Which means we're gonna need the hammer and a trip in the DM. Yay!
We're doing everything. I think you said you wanted to sub our seed tie.
I did say that. I did say that, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, we got 3 gems placed already. 22 minutes in. It's possible. I
It
can hope.
is, but we also need to just pick up everything. It looks like as we get Risen P bag here is going to be a P bag for Cooper.
Yeah. I mean, all it's gonna take is every boss is 2 rooms into their palace. We're gonna be fine, Star. Obviously, I don't want that. I want these runners to earn it. As Vic's going through a dead end of his own. Yeah, Coper might just want this P bag. I think
Yeah, it's
Vic
also
was hoping
possible.
for a P bag as well because I think he didn't take a level, but unbeknownst to him, he's 1 level positive on Coper on all 3 of them at the moment. But obviously, these
Yeah.
runners aren't watching each other, so every little bit helps.
Yeah. Oh, apparently Seed Gaming 2's also got internet issues. Lovely. Yeah, sometimes just things just don't like to cooperate. Trez apparently tried to make a change of some sort to the Restream network earlier, and maybe that busted it as we find P6. Um, Joking aside, we're trying our best to fix the issues. Apologies for complete and total radio mode. Um,
Yeah, as we do finally have eyes on the item room in P1, and we have a vanilla candle. So suddenly that flute slash P bag on Vix's side is paying out even more dividends, even though Coper didn't stick around for the item in one. Seeing that would be a little concern. And we have a cross in 6 too.
Okay, that's funny.
So
Oh dear, because we're
what
missing a
what's left?
raft and we're
Boots
missing
and raft.
a. And Coper might skip the item out of 5 because that's the and it, uh,
Yeah, he might
no, he
think
might skip the
5
item
has
out
the
of 5
flute.
because he thinks that's a flute.
Oh man, and there's a quick barba too. Oh, this seed is getting spicy. I love it, and I love it, chat. It obviously we want you hanging out here, but we do also encourage you to watch this how you can, and maybe leave some Z2R radio on.
Yep. Or see the internal restream channel.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm fine with that as long as we can get something on the screen.
All right, so we are going to. It's going to look a little funny, but we're going to kind of just do browser source imports of our runners' video feeds. It's going to look a little funny, and it's going to be not completely synced, but this is going to be a temporary fix, so you guys can't actually see what's going on while. And then we'll work on a solution overnight for what the more permanent fix to this issue, for what the actual fix to this issue is. Trez is asleep. It's 4 in the morning for Dragonbane and for Trez, so yeah.
No
Israel.
worries.
This next
I'll
restream
keep
is
yakking.
tomorrow evening Eastern time, 5:20. So there'll be some time to bug fix. Once it comes morning in Germany, basically.
Oh, Coper taking another lava bath on Barba there, uh, down to his last life. Come on, Coper, you got this. And Vic's about to get the bad news about magic container requirements. Not quite the bad news though that he's going to need all 8 of them with where Reflect is.
Yeah.
Q, Price is Right losing horn. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a game over for Cooper. I think we got
Oof.
one left. Yeah, so our 2 missing spells, I don't think Cooper read the sign into Runia, but we're missing Thunder and we're missing. Why do my notes suck here?
And Coper does take down the dragon there. I don't know if you and I are a little desynced on restreams here, Star, but
Possibly.
Coper
We're gonna
does
be
get
a
on the
little
last life.
wonky on this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I'm good. I see that here. All right. Yeah, I'm currently trying to think what spells we're missing. We're missing Thunder right now, and
And life, I think.
Life. Thunder and Life out of Nibiru and Darunia. And I don't know that Vix read the sign there either.
Yep. So he does use the Angry Larry tracker, and it looks like he marked Thunder for Darunia.
All right, so Thunder for Darunia, that's Life in Nibiru. All right, we're gonna need to go get the child off Maze Island for Thunder. Cooper kind of down the southwest corner here, working his way up near the Valley of Death entrance, which has been located. SRK, we saw the other side of that. I think that was the one with the funny raft animations.
Yeah, I think you're right. Vic's trying for the super jump there. Didn't quite get it. I think he was trying to conserve magic. Missed the cast, so had to go with jump strats. But gonna go ahead and grab up stab.
Yep.
No, and immediately water blocked on Coper's side through that pass through.
Yep. Unfortunately, I think that was not actually the raft animation cave. That was a different one, slightly north of it. The game's funny. Chat let us know if we're ahead, about synced, or behind right now. It's a little because I think we're pulling up the video feed, so chat can quit being on radio mode. Actually, might be a minute still, but shoutouts to Cubs and Dragonbane for helping with the tech issues. It's been a bit of a rough time. Apologies on that.
Alright, we do have a raft tile spotting on Coper's side here. We haven't seen a way to the maze yet. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't
Um,
believe so. We got a cave to DM, a bridge to the east. That raft tile we currently can't take because the raft is in either 4 or 5. It could be either. We don't know which. I don't think we haven't seen P5 when we don't have Maze Island, but it's possible we need to go dig that DM. No boots, and that's the other of 4 or 5, which we would like potentially if they're useful. Given there's a non-zero amount of water on this vanilla-like east, which is making it hard to get around a bit to certain places. There's
yep,
P5, so GP is in the Valley of Death. Not surprising, the odds of that are very high in general. And nice light green color here for P5.
yeah, not a bad color at all. And if I were a betting man, I'd say we have raft here um, in in P5, and that'll get us to Maze Island to get our vanilla boots. So the only two items were moved about, which would be the raft and the flute. But hey, sometimes the game is funny like that.
Yeah, it's possible. The game does like to do that. Jkoper into 5 now as well. Just very, very similar routing overall between our runners. Still fairly synced, just linear seed, really.
Yep, but we do have Vix going left and Cooper going right here, so divergence. Watch Guma be one more room on one of their routes, so we do have quick palaces.
It's possible. We'll see.
Vix with a good fairy cast there, getting out of the spot of bother. As nope, not quite. Cooper finds a dead end, so it is going to be that immediate left. How much further Guma is yet to be determined.
Yep.
Cooper did catch up on levels though, so at 445 to Vix's 455. So not as much divergence there as there was. Again, I'd say the biggest difference right now is a little bit of exploration on the east for Cooper. Advantage Cooper on the exploration part. Obviously, Vix has done P3 in the west, but again, that was like a 2-room P3, so I don't think that's making too much of a difference right now.
Yep. Alright, I believe chat should actually be able to see Vix's stream hopefully soon here, and then we'll get Cooper's up next. Yep, we've got the Vix. Excellent. Let us know how ahead or behind we are. I just saw Vix take a lava bath.
Yeah, like you were stating, at least we have plenty of lives, so when those lava baths do happen, you know, it still stings a little bit, but it stings just a little bit less when you have just a plethora of lives in reserve.
Yeah. Ooh, glove block here for Vix.
I think other than our glove fairy block, this is our first glove block. No, there was Vix went through another room, never mind.
Thankfully they both have the gloves, so that's not a concern. And, okay, continue commentating off the, Continue commentating off the runner's individual streams, I think, is what's best for us with timing on that.
Sounds good. Yeah, I just have them both up on the race time because I'm solo screen right now, but it works. But
Yep.
as long as it's roughly synced up, I think it's better than we had. So again, shoutouts to you, Star. Shoutouts to the rest of the crew getting that sorted out. Nice fairy block here on Cooper's side, but again, fairy very free today. Just sitting in our very first town that we had on the west.
Expensive, but if it works, it works. Especially with 5 lives, a little pricey is not the biggest deal.
Yes, sorry. Again, my words getting the better of me. I meant free as in location, but no, you're right. Pretty spendy.
I think it's still knocking out about 4 bars or so. Or, no, 3 bars. I'm not bad counting.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is we know we're going to end up with all 8 containers.
Yep. I think Cooper knows that too. I'm not sure if Vix does yet.
Yep, Cooper does know it. I think Vix knows by process of eliminate. No, because Vix hasn't seen Vix hasn't seen Nabooru yet, so he doesn't know which one Reflect is. So I think he's still hoping, as Vix does get to the item room. Yep, there's our raft.
Yeah.
So we do have boots in 4.
And all but 2 and 4 of our 6 palace items I really love because this game really has jokes.
And this is going to be interesting on Coper's side, though, because Coper, I think, still thinks we have vanilla palace items.
Yep.
So hopefully, we know this is 5.
He hasn't
so,
seen
again,
the P-Bag in 3, which is the only other thing that...
Yeah, and I mean, if he thinks this is the flute, let's just hope he runs into that item room.
So do I, because otherwise, this might be a bit painful for Coper. As I think if he bails out of here assuming it's flute here and raft in 3, he's can either go dig 3 or do something else. Nope, gets the raft, so this is good. And is like real late game as far as the item placements go.
Yep, I can kind of see him thinking on his stream now. Okay, wait a minute. So that glove in 2.
Yeah.
Alright,
yeah, fire could be linked to Reflect, it's just... But you still need 7 jars for fire, it's not much cheaper. D5 being a bit of a slog, though. While palaces do continue after the boss, I don't think there's going to be much after the scuba, given we've seen quite a lot of this palace between our 2 runners here. And we've got visual on Coper. Fantastic.
Excellent. Welcome back.
Yep. 35 minutes in, we've got a full video feed. Thankfully for the chat, we've got quite a bit of this seed still to go. We've got... we have to, among other things, we have to go find all of the magic containers in the game, in all likelihood. That's a dead end for Vix. And the 2
Guma.
And Guma for Coper.
So a bit better on the palace route luck there on Coper's side. Like you said, Vix finding the dead end. Coper taking some pretty dangerous strats, hopping right over Guma, going right into it. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, quickly down.
So that is going to be another gem for Coper here. It's gem number 4. Vix won't be too far behind. Yeah, so at this point, we're missing magic jars. We need the one off Vase Island. We need probably one out of Speck Rock, and then there's the old Kasuto is going to be our last one. And immediate dead end after Guma. It makes sense, honestly. And jkoper spray is Trogdor, is what that is. Jacobs, thanks for the help with the tech issues. Big shoutouts to him for that. Apologies for the ad. Unfortunately, due to the way we're kind of adding the video feeds, chat's seeing a Kofu fan ad right now. Okay, we're back.
Kind of a okay overworld here on the east as Coper continues exploration, as Vix continues into 5. Coper going right back. Coper has seen that raft tile though, so right where to run.
Yep. And gonna go check that out and see where this goes.
Oh no. DM, so there's...
Oh, great! Alright, we're digging... What even is this biome? Vanilla-like? We're having fun here today.
Yep. So I think we have to go through, and I don't know if we quite saw every cave on the east, but good chance we just have to find our way to the maze from DM here.
I'm not sure we saw every cave on the east, but I also think whatever's left might well be boots blocked. So yeah.
Yeah, fair point. But I mean, we have to dig out all of DM anyway to find our hammer, which is vanilla, to get into Spec Rock. Yay!
Because fun, unless it's a rare chance to fire and reflect are linked, but you still need magic jars anyway for that. So yeah, just go do it. Basically,
Yeah. I mean, you're
because I
already
mean, you're
here. You
digging
don't really
this
want to come back.
out one way or the other. You know, one magic jar is on Maze Island, and the other's behind a hammer, which is in here somewhere. This is definitely looking vanilla like for the DM, which is vanilla like across the board today, apparently.
Yeah, not too
There's
bad.
Speck Rock in the southwest corner.
As another great Guma fight. So both our runners showing really good acumen against Guma today. You'll love to see it.
Yep. And Cooper playing the fun that is Cave Roulette. Which one do I want to go through? Being very thorough, which you kind of have to be. I think these all caves should all take him to the same bit of the next bit of the map where there's like another group of caves close together. And Vix is going to continue exploring the south side of the east, which he hasn't done thoroughly quite yet. P6 is also down here somewhere, and he'll find his raft in a bit.
Yep. P6 is actually kind of over by that raft tile on the western side. So.
Although, Vix is going back north. Gonna take this pass. Gonna check this cave and decide, nope. Interesting that he's heading back north and having not explored the south fully. Okay, gonna go back to this cave. I'm not sure where the other side of this is, to be honest.
Yeah, it might have been one of those that were just blocking from memory because it was instantly boots locked, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't remember at this point, especially because I've been distracted by tech issues. Hope we're continuing with the cave roulette. Fun. Can head for the northwest corner here, it looks like.
Yeah, seems to be the good option because nice big old empty area here. I think the northeast was the other entrance to DM, and that was instantly boots locked. So have to come at it from that raft.
Yep. Alright, Vix took the cave that Vix took over on the eastern side of the map, took him kind of to the middle, and he's going to take this cave, which No, I think this will dump him close to the raft top. I'm not actually quite sure where, because the cave next to the raft top dumped the out of the boots locked cave, so this is a bit further south maybe. As speaking of boots blocked, Cooper can't continue there. Turn around.
It's all the fun of no boot DM exploration, but the boots not really blocking many of the caves anyway, so it's still, like you were saying, cave roulette.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay, so that's where that cave dumped out to. My sense of direction is just kind of borked. More so than usual, at least.
All good. So yeah, Vix sees P6, nopes out of it. Interesting, knowing what he still has over here. Oh, right, gonna see the town, gonna get the good news that we know about magic containers. That's right.
Yeah, because Old Casuto's here, New Casuto I think is just south, if I remember correctly, or yeah. They're pretty close together.
I think he knows about the containers. He was just trying to see if it was reflect or life, and then gets the bad news that we need all 8 today. Like we've been saying though, unless fire is combined.
Yeah. He can't actually pick up life spells, so he'll do that.
Cobra's just having a heck of a time in this DM, and I don't really blame him, but that cave just to the south of us looks mighty suspicious.
Yeah, it does.
And,
No.
Yikes.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's rude. It looks like it's I kind of forgot how we got in from the raft tile, but it does not the other side of the raft tile connector cave, so it looks like it. That's just rude. That it's right there next to the raft, that you have to go the really long way around the mountain to get to it.
Oh, game.
Fun.
Alright, so, yeah, sit rep. We got Coper going through Hammer Cave here. Both of these runners at 4 gems placed. I think they both, yeah, they need to find the maze to place gem number 4, or P4 gem. And at this point, if you find Karok, do you even bother looking around for the boots? I don't think I do.
I think by the time you finally get to the P4, you're done exploring.
Yeah, like the only reason you would look for them is if there's a small corner of Maze Island that is boots locked somehow, and that's where our magic container is. I'm not wishing that on these runners.
Possible, but it's rare. It is possible for Maze Island to have boots locked sections, but it's quite rare, so hopefully not for their sake. Here's the cross for Vix.
And I think Barba was at this junction then? Maybe one more. It was very short after the cross.
Yeah. Well, not quite yet. I honestly don't remember. Coper has found his hammer. Unfortunately, he now needs to go back around the entirety of DM and to get to Spec Rock. And he still needs to figure out where this, And he still needs to figure out where where this Maze Island connector cave is, because, we haven't found it, despite our best efforts.
Yeah, and I don't think there was anything hammerlocked on the west, but my memory could be hazy there.
I can remember, as Vix has found Barba, just had to go all the way up a rather long elevator shaft to find it.
Yep, and I think Coper's one cave away here from getting to that Spec Rock, so should be getting that magic container pretty soon. Yep, and there it is.
It'll be good. He needs to. You need to go to Maze Island twice, by the way, because because 8 jars for old Kasuda Reflect means you have to get the one off Maze Island, leave, and then go pick up Reflect, and then backtrack all the way back to Maze Island, wherever it is, however we get there. Cooper's seen a pretty good amount of this DM too.
I had honestly forgotten about that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just find Maze Island and we're good to go. But no, yeah, we definitely need to find it twice.
Yeah. So we're trying to figure out what haven't I seen, as Vix has now entered his DM of fun.
Yep, I mean, theoretically, Vix could luck into that hammer if he just picks the right exit here, but I don't think he is in this 4-way, because that would get him right next to Hammer Cave.
Yeah, unfortunately, it can get kind of take your pick stuff, and he's not going that way, which I don't blame him for. Coper's actually not going. Well, he might have concluded he's run out of caves to check on DM, which is possible. Although I'm not sure what's left that's not DM for caves. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking we may have missed just one cave in the east or in the west. There's one cave there facing to the right. It's sort of tucked into a little alcove on Vix's screen you might be going into. I don't know if Coper checked that. But again, I was trying to watch a little bit of everything here. As yeah, it's just a pass through, so no worries there.
No. Because yeah, it's hard to tell, especially on the vanilla like east, where that's relatively open ended. What is sometimes you just don't ever walk. You don't ever walk within range of a landmark, or it's like at the edge of your screen and it just doesn't register that, oh hey, that's something I should go check out. So it's possible that's what's happened for both of our runners here, but I'm not sure. I don't think we've seen the far northwestern side of the map, because the bridge from the west kind of dumped us out in the middle of the northern coast, but I am also thinking the northwest corner might be boots blocked. I don't think we have an easy way over there, at least.
Yeah, and it could even be just like one small little connector on the east getting us to a little spit of land. So, yes, stay tuned, folks. We still got, I know we've said it a few times, but we still have plenty of seed left.
Yeah, yes, we do. Coper is heading back north, so I think he's going to try and check out that northwestern part of the maps that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, getting absolutely bullied on this broken bridge encounter. And
Yeah,
yeah,
this is not
this gas
going
ferry.
well. Ferry's still 44 for him, as, oh, this bridge is a dead end. Womp, womp. Which I guess is a northwest corner, it's just not a useful bit of the map. Good to know, lovely.
So I just thought of something too. Coper might be thinking that we're boots locked, and so he's going to go into 3 here looking for what he might assume is the boots.
Possible, and we know that's just the P-bag replacing the flute. It wouldn't be an unreasonable play for Coper, as Vix has finally found Hammer Cave. Unfortunately, we know it does not work out. Vix spending probably a similar amount of time in DM, I think, compared to Coper. This is just
pretty
not
similar
a
route, yeah.
for Hammer Cave. Because it's so close to the raft tile, but you can't get there. It's not the easiest thing to get there right from the raft tile, and they both end up going every other way first. So. And I do think we've seen a pretty good chunk of this DM. I don't know that they've checked every cave between them, but if that cave to Maze Island is buried in there, it is in there. It is buried someplace goofy that neither runner checked.
Yep, and that obviously, again, don't want that to happen. Want a good race, but yikes if Coper up-aid thinking it was boots locked. Gonna look forward to seeing Coper's reaction of just seeing a P-bag here in P3.
Yeah, on the other side, I'm curious if Vix will stick around here. I do think because Coper is in P3 and is not on the Western Overworld, I don't think there's a Hammerblock cave, because if there was, he would have gone and checked that before coming in here.
Yeah, that's a fair point. As hey, look, 3-room Rebo.
Yep. No, yeah, Coper hadn't beat this place earlier. That's the other thing. Not that it's a huge difference in time, but a little bit of time back to Vix, especially since Coper is probably going to hope he can find a pair of boots in here to make life a little less miserable, maybe. Unfortunately, we know they're not in here, and by the time he does find them, they're probably not going to be useful.
And it looks like we finally confirmed, or at least I didn't, everyone else probably saw it earlier, but we're dropping red jars from the bosses.
No, I did not pay a single bit of attention to that either. Kind of the bottom of the barrel list of priorities.
Yep. So, I mean, if we do have to fight T-Bird, that'll be at least a nice magic refill afterwards. But that's about it. Alright, but as we expected, Coper's sticking around in 3 here, probably hoping for the boots, and Vic's gonna go right back. And then, yeah, sees that P-bag, takes a good long think about it.
Yeah, and nothing. So at least it wasn't too long a dig, as Vix has now got his jar out of DM and is also leaving. Alrighty.
Okay, so yikes. I mean, again, who knows where we get. I'm looking forward to this finish here, as both runners are in Parappa Cave. You love to see it.
Yeah. Coper might go back to 1. He doesn't know his candle's in there, Vanilla.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's just going to be silly if he goes back in. But I mean, from his perspective, that's a perfectly fine play. And I mean, even me sitting here, that's a perfectly fine play.
Like, from his perspective, it makes sense to go check that, as, yep, that's a dead-end DM connector, just verifying for his sanity. Yeah, I did not miss this earlier. And Vix is going to presumably do the same thing, and yep, that is a complete dead end without the boots, which are in P4, which they're not getting to right now, because that's the big sticking point of the seed, and this is P1 for Coper, as expected.
Yeah, I mean, smart play, makes sense. I mean, you're right here, you hope to not have to come back to the west at all, so... And Vix back through the double Darunia encounter, not a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that one connector cave Coper took a towards the end of his last trip on the east was the northwest part of the map, which seems to be just plain dead. So I've got absolutely no idea where this Maze Island connector is, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, I'm just as befuddled.
Unless I've got the really stupidly rare chance that boots are like spell towers, thinking the game's just got the biggest joke of all time on us, which would be incredible.
Everything rolled vanilla except oh man.
Except like 3 items, yeah. Because so far everything is looking... Even most of our palace items are vanilla, which is just plain silly.
Yep, I do like that about this flag set, though, is even once you think, I have this figured out, it can technically still throw a gotcha at you.
Well, we can also... 7 jars for Vix, he can go get fire and check what... Or he could have gotten fire and check what that is, but he's not going to bother. It looks like... he has already, I think. Never mind, brain. And he couldn't have gotten until then. He's not going to pick it up. I mean, it doesn't matter if it has Reflect in it. Reflect would save him a trip to Maze Island, but he really wants to find Maze Island as our headache of the day.
Yep. Absolutely. And if I'm in these runner shoes, I'm not thinking, hey, I'm going to hope that fire is Reflect. It's just, I need to find Maze Island.
Yeah. The odds of it being Reflect are, well, it's like... What's,
It's low, because I think it has to roll that fire combined. Yeah, thanks, Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, because we know... Because a fire flag is a 1 in 3 of being fire linked to a random spell, fire linked to itself, or dash. And in this case, it's a 50-50 between fire linked to itself and fire linked to a spell. Or a different spell, and then it's a 1 in 7 on that 50% of being shuffled to a spell, so... Yeah, the 1 in 14's not great.
Yep.
You need Thunder and Reflect. You need Thunder and Reflect to beat Z2R. You need Reflect to beat Karok, the boss of Palace 4. This is a 6-gem seed, so they need to beat Karok, although their bigger issue is finding Karok right now. And then Thunder is required to beat Thunderbird, which is a 50-50 flag that it is hard required, and then it's just whatever chance on top of that, it ends up being shuffled in the way anyhow. You can also remove T-Bird, but that's not a thing in these flags.
Koper, very stoic there, getting that candle.
Yeah, Koper, yeah. Vix is, I think, combing every square of this east at this point, which is the play to do at this point, really. I'm out of other ideas to do, to be frank.
Yeah, I mean, your choices are doing this or going right back to DM. Neither one sound very great.
Yeah. I mean, in this case, Peggy, their overworld items are fully vanilla. We're fairly sure, unless the game's got the biggest joke of all time. And I'm honestly not even sure how much Boots would help us, but, even if they had gotten shuffled to someplace other than T4.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so overworld items are vanilla, 2/3 of our palace items are vanilla. The flute and the raft switches places. That's it for palace item shuffle, it looks like. But unfortunately, the map rando is what has gotten both of our runners bit in the rear. Rather bad. They are trying and failing to find this Maze Island. Almost 1 hour in. They've tried. Trust us. We know you couldn't see the first 35 minutes of the seed, but because you're on radio mode due to tech problems, but they tried. Vix is up a bit of a dead end. That Koper was down earlier. I think this cave was the boots locked one on the other side.
Yep, I believe you're right.
Going further north is just a dead end. Koper is also in a different pasture cave somewhere here. And I really get the feeling we just missed something in DM. I know both runners really don't want to go back there, but I'm honestly not sure what's left, because I don't think it's the west, and it doesn't look like it's the east at this point. I thought they explored DM decently thoroughly too, but there's more caves to check there at least, versus they've seen pretty much every square on this east at this point between them. I think they've been up and down and around the way.
Sort of small consolation, but it looked like life was healing about 5 heart containers for Vix there when he cast it.
Oh, that's helpful. Small consolation indeed at this point. I think Cobra's gonna go pick up the fire spell and see what it links to, see if that's the 1 in 14 this is actually reflect.
I mean, if it is, that's huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because he's not going to have to make a second trip to Maze Island, however it is we're getting there. Vix hasn't taken the north-facing pasture cave that I know Cooper took to get to a dead end in the northwest part of the map, but I think that's what Vix is currently trying to find. I don't remember where that was, but that's the one thing he hasn't seen yet. And let's keep an eye on Cooper's screen to see about that fire spell and what it links to, if anything.
I mean, the really silly thing is you have to find something to test it on.
Well, it's not jump, it's not fairy, and it's not thunder. I don't think that, and it wasn't shield either.
Yep, didn't look like shield, didn't look like life. So if it is linked, it could very well be reflect.
I'm not, but it doesn't have to be linked. It's a 50% chance to be just itself. He's certainly not bothering to test it further at the moment, but I don't think that when he tested it there was anything on screen that would have told him what if it was reflect. That one's a little harder to tell. And I don't think he's cast it since.
Yeah, I've got to find a scorpion or a blue Lizalfos.
Oh, interestingly, Vix has decided to go take a Valley of Death look at with that. Has decided to turn around. Oh, okay. Not quite sure what that was about as Cooper continues to wander around. We're all missing something, I'm just honestly not sure what it is. The game's got some variety of a really bad joke, I think is for sure.
Yeah, it looks like Coper's having the same idea. It's like, maybe there's a silly something in, some kind of other cave in the middle of the Valley of Death. I don't think that can happen, but...
I don't think it is, no.
At this point in the seed, you're willing to try anything other than go back to DM, it seems.
Yeah, they really don't want to go back to DM. Hey, Jossie, it's a very, very miserable seed. Right now they're trying and spectacularly failing, as that is in fact GP, and Cooper was hoping that the game had this particular variety of all of it seem to be unconstant. Nope, that is GP. That is not G4. It's hoping for that particular bit of trolliness. Yeah, Jossie, we're trying and failing to find Maze Island. It is a connector cave. We cannot for the life of us figure out where that is. We've combed over every inch of the west and every inch of the east, and a pretty good amount of the, or every accessible inch of the west and east, that is. There are bits of the east that are probably boots locked,
Yeah, I mean, given our knowledge of where boots are, the good news is Maze Island can't be boots locked. Or the access to Maze Island anyway. But more small consolation for these runners.
Yeah.
I really think it's down to who goes back to DM first here.
Yeah. Death for Vix, Cooper getting life.
Oh, maybe it was... Yeah, life is only 2 bars. I think Vix may have cast it twice earlier.
That
so,
might be it, yeah.
No longer a small consolation, just terrible.
Yep. I figure it was probably 6 times the worth in GP lol. Yeah, Jossie, it's a 6 jumper and something has gone very weird with the map apparently. all overworld items appear to be vanilla. Most of our palace items ended up being vanilla, except the raft and flute, which we started with as a P bag, a swap places. And yeah.
Alright, Vic's about to get the good news that, hey, even this section is a dead end. So at this point, I
Yeah.
think both of our runners have fully explored the east to the point of they kind of know it's DM, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And Coper next to that raft tile. We'll see if he takes it.
Yeah.
Nope. Saying not quite, DM, not quite. Yeah, definitely not the friendliest of layout of vanilla like East.
Oh, good grief. No, this is definitely not. What's the
Alright. Vic's chopping down even more forests, even though I think he already found the one that turned into a lava encounter, if I recall correctly. Coper back by that raft tile. Yeah, it was a lava encounter for a 200 point P bag. Alright, Coper taking the raft into DM. Hand on forehead. I think he realizes that this is the best option.
Okay, check the internal restreamer chat by the way, as a side note. But yeah, back in the DM for Coper, I think Vix is heading the same way. This is stuff is happening.
It is. At least we got both runners back in DM now, so yeah, I'm thinking it's this, or we did somehow miss like a hammer block cave on the west, but I thought we explored the west very thoroughly.
That's what I thought too. Although I was rather distracted in the early game due to technical problems, so I will
Yeah,
admit
very
freely
fair.
that I was not paying the most attention for the first part, for like the good first half hour ish.
There was a cave
Brain's also just
pointing
on the
north,
fritz.
right near one of those connector caves on the west, though, that I don't know if the runners got to, but I just assume they did.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But now we just get to be very, very thorough in DM.
Yep, because they're doing that, and I think they will check every cave here just to be absolutely sure that they did not miss something. Because, yeah.
Two caves pointing south there. I don't know if that's a four-way or what's going on. It looks a little suspect. But again, could just be a four-way connector, and that always adds to the fun of trying to figure out what caves you have and haven't been in. Alright, yeah, that was one. That one was a piece of a four-way. Fun time. Round and round and round, DM we go.
Yep.
Is it to the north there? It's one of those things that
On we go.
I keep better track of this when I'm running DC than when I'm calming. Like I know exactly what caves I haven't been in. But yikes,
But
yeah, these poor runners.
they're really trying and completely failing right now to find it. Here's back to this dead end for Vix. Patrick saying his hope is it's behind Fear Cave in the west in the pocket of the mountains next to Caldera. I don't remember how many pastoral caves we saw in the west. I know we saw at least 2 because there was the one that was on the western side of the Caldera and the one that was bypassed the Caldera altogether. I don't know if we saw the third.
Yep, they both
Koper
dropped
is...
into Fairy and didn't take it. They took Parappa through the mountain, and Jump got us to the palace. So it's possible, Patrick.
I mean, Koper is looks like is back on the west, and Vix is continuing to dig.
Oh, look, a hammer block cave on the
Oh,
west.
great! I don't think we checked this because he only recently got the hammer.
And see more of the world.
I don't remember seeing this, but then again, scatter breeding in the early game. And there we are. There is
good
our
news.
answer.
It's easy to get back to the maze.
Bad news is you currently feel like an idiot because you could have been here 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, thereabouts.
And the first item is, of course, the red jar, because figures replacing the child. Yeah, I did actually, wasn't going to mention this until we saw it, but I did actually boot up Z2 I did about a couple minutes ago just to verify this seed was beatable, and it is. I saw that came and went, oh, great. Well, yay us! They cannot see each other's progress now, and I think just both of the runners just either never had it on screen or was like at the edge of screen and just didn't register, oh, there's a hammer blocked cave here. And probably both feeling, yeah, Vix, we did a face cam with the runners' original streams. Vix feeling a little silly about this one, which...
that is a big, heavy sigh there.
You can see the facepalm on Vix's side, did the head shake of a, oh, come on.
Yep, I will be right back, Star. Sorry.
No worries. It's so easy to forget an early cave like that. Yeah, it absolutely is, Patrick. I don't know if it's the case that we saw it early and then probably forgot it for both runners, or if they legitimately just both missed it, as oh, hey, here's the magic jar. But, yeah, they're very, very close right now. I'm surprised Koper's continuing. I guess he wants to see the palace. He has to leave to get Reflect and come back. Unless he knows it's Fire Reflect, which it might be. I don't know for sure. Oh, wait, that's a heart and a red jar on Mazon. Actually, never mind, I'm scatterbrained. Why in the... Does the game have more jokes on us? Where's the other magic jar? That is a fantastic question. In the palace? That's a really, really good question. We've been skipping most of the items in the overworld because we've been thinking it's been vanilla overworld items this entire time. We got a magic jar out of Magic Container Cave. We got P-Bags off of P-Bag Cave in the West and off Heart Container out of Stonehenge. We got a Heart Container off Desert Tile. We got a magic jar and Magic DM's items were vanilla as a hammer and magic jar. Oh, you are kidding me. Isn't Oops shuffled overworld items and the game's just got jokes out the wazoo? Yay! What a seed. Just, what a seed. It's I totally missed what cave Koper was in and what item he just saw because he just made out of it. Whoops!
P-Bag in Medicine Cave.
Yeah, so, fun news. That was not... The second item in Mazon was a heart container. We have apparently made a very, very faulty assumption regarding our overworld items.
This seed is amazing.
I think our spell items actually were removed and I scared to bring that earlier, but also, game, why? Like, there have been some seasons tournament where it's actually kind of hard to tell if it's shuffled overworld items or not because there's a bazillion and one junk items in the pool because we start with a ton, but this, not so much. removed spell items, removed a couple items. We started with Flute and Any Key, but those are... But like, it wasn't a lot, so... Alright, game, you're rude. Vix is gonna go look for the boots here.
Yeah, I don't think we've fully confirmed that either, Patrick. But yeah, what a fun thing to figure out here at the end of the seed.
Yeah, okay, Karok on the right here in P4, and I don't think we could go left, so yeah, boots cannot be... so I don't think overworld and palace items are mixed. I think we would have noticed that, but then again, the seed just had jokes galore on us for apparently the entire time. So, what overworld check are we missing? Most of the item caves on the multiple item caves on the east, spell tower, old lady in old New Kasuto.
No, old lady had a vanilla jar. So.
Oh wait, that was vanilla, so not that, right. So yeah, Spell Tower, I think we're missing at least one of the P-Bag Caves. Water Tile, which we don't have the boots for, and that should be in P4. Note the word should. Possibly an item cave or 3 in the west, because here's Trophy Cave Cove we're speaking of. What a seed!
Yeah, like, I almost don't... Oh, and there it is! Oh no!
And there's our last magic jar on Trophy Cave.
So, I mean, at least Coper's in no mode.
He definitely got the thing. He's just looking very unhappy.
Neither of these runners feel good about this either. Like, there were so many vanilla overworld items, and then that happened. Like, hammer into Spec Rock, into Granny Base. Like, what the heck is this seed?
I know. Like, okay, there was a P-Bag on Stonehenge. That might have been something interesting earlier, but it is probably reduced max hearts. I think we've seen enough P-Bags, so it's quite possible that's the case, but, also, game, really? Yeah, and in the rare case of seed is I'll be able to usually figure out sooner, at least someone on the comm team will check, etc. Yeah. I have not... I did check to make sure we could get to Maze Island, that something hadn't gotten busted with a connector cave placement. I haven't dug through for the item locations yet. I don't actually know on that. But in any case, Cobra actually isn't go, but you are correct, and I forgot the Mass Magic Jar being there. So we're fine on that, but checking item locations is a bit harder than checking the overworld map, so...
Yeah, all good. And yeah, Vix giving in and saying, alright, fine, I'll check Spell Tower.
Yeah.
Now I secretly hope this is another heart container.
Nope, there's the... Oh, child. Okay, so if slimes do exist, I'm just scatterbraining then. Okay, been all over the place because this seed's just... one of us.
Good times.
Back in New Kasuto anyway. I'm not sure what he wants out of here.
He needs the kid for Thunder.
Yeah,
well, he might not need it, but I don't think he's leaving it behind at this point.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm just scattered brains all over the place, so...
No worries, this seed has been intriguing.
It's been a trip. So yeah, Darunia isn't far from here, I think, so they're going to go turn that child in and pick up their Thunder spell. Vix needs to go back to Trophy Cave. Yeah, these runners are both probably feeling very, very, very silly.
Yeah, I almost feel like instead of offering an interview, we need to offer them like hot cocoa and a blanket or something.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit silly myself because, well, first that easily missable, that hammer block cave were very close to start that they both either missed or just forgot about, and then this whole disaster with the overworld items, because it really did feel rather vanilla, and then there's just this couple of things. I think I even mentioned it as a possibility that the seed got one bit of really stupid jokes. And yep.
We got it. We got the small percent jokes. As, hey, both runners picking up Thunder.
Yep. Alrighty. What a mess. Let's see how long it takes Vix to get back to Trophy Cave. I don't know.
Yeah.
Looking at his personal tracker, let's see. He is missing Trophy Cave and... Well, he
Pillage
hasn't marked
P-Bag.
off P-Bag Cave on the west. He's seen Water Tile. I don't think he hasn't checked off either P-Bag Cave on the east. And he hasn't checked off the two DM items, but we know he has those. So Vix is running out of places to go, at least.
Yep, that is the one positive that I think I'm taking away from this.
This scene is pretty darn gross. Yep, it is. That it is.
I mean, the seed. The one good thing the seed did give us is what 3-4 palaces where the boss was only 4 rooms, including Karok here. So who knows? Maybe we're gonna have just a nice calm GP to make up for what this seed did to our runners.
Yeah. Oh hey, P-Bagin's risen P-Bag Cave. Wahoo! I think Copra saw that too. Just one of the reasons why we thought it was vanilla overworld items for an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe an hour 15, hour 10, but game just things. Copra up paying. He's gonna now that he's gotten Reflect, he's gonna go back to Maze Island, make the trek all the way around because P4 is a really long way from that cave. Go beat Karok, which at least is going to be really fast, and then just head back to the east to go finish out this absolute disaster.
Yep, good times. So I'm trying to think. There were Trophy. I think then is either in Sunken, but I think Copra might have seen Sunken, so Trophy's probably on the water tile. So only 4 overworld items actually shuffled: the kid, a heart, the trophy, and the magic container.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, that's very true, Patrick. We start with
Trophy
and medicine.
Yeah.
True.
I think the red Geron Maison will replace one of them. Might have replaced one of them parts, but yeah. I do think we had limited max. I would have had limited max hearts. We're not even sure on that because stuff. All right.
Yeah. Vix is at least back in the west, so gonna find Trophy Cave soon.
Yep. He knows he's pretty much running out of locations here.
Yeah, I don't blame either of these runners for feeling a little tilted, especially after the long DM dip, then the realization that wait, items aren't vanilla.
Yeah.
Yep, and there's Trophy Cave. So it was that little cave that neither of them had gone into. Okay, I did see this earlier. I'm not completely crazy. Oh, I am.
All right. So has Vix learned a lesson that learning the randomizer here that you don't want to be up too terribly late? Ha, Patrick. Vix did say earlier today that he has to be up early tomorrow. Well, this is gonna be an hour 30 seed probably, depending on how long exactly this GP ends up being. Vix is not getting an early bedtime.
Yep, and yeah, Copra just saying I'm done, forgetting which pass-through cave he needs.
Yep. Vix heading back to the east is gonna go turn in his Holy Magic Jars now for that Reflect. Shout out to the River Devil being required for once.
He's doing his best.
Rarity. But we actually had to record River Devil today. Yes, Alan, you did also jinx us earlier when you posted in the Z2R Discord that, and I quote, seeing the caliber of these players and only the winner goes, no, you jinxed the other race. Seeing you were talking about the 3-way race that happened earlier, though we couldn't restream that unfortunately due to volunteer availability. Seeing the caliber of these players and only the winner goes 3-0 shouldn't be a problem with the hour 30 limit. You didn't jinx that race. I don't think you jinxed that race too hard, but you definitely jinxed these guys. This has been a disaster. something context there.
And then Vix finally getting his go mode. Quick up A back to Karok. So should be at Karak about when Coper's heading into GP. So
Something like that, because it's a long hike to GP here. It is not fast, and Maison's not the fastest, but it is shorter, I think. We're close to it.
Alright, and yeah, definitely, getting the runaround from these enemies too, making the way through Dig Shake Swamp. Not quite a Dig Shake Swamp, but still enough swamp to make you upset.
Yep. I mean, I think both runners are a bit cranky at this point. Kind of hard not to be at the rate we're going, really. Because Cobra is going to be into GP sub 130, but it's not going to be by much.
No, and little do these runners know, that the other one made all the same routing choices, but
basically,
it doesn't feel good, especially
no.
How long you spent in DM for that not to pay out, and then finally getting to the maze only to realize you never had to go there to get your reflect.
And then going, right, what thing did I leave on the overworld? They are at least exceptionally well equipped. Yeah, this is gonna be probably either 577 or 568, probably for Vix finishing up 4 here. Coper at 567, all 8 magic jars, 7 heart containers, they're fine on that. And now it's just gonna be 567, yeah, I couldn't burn the gem, honestly, is a good play as well.
Yep, definitely don't blame him there. Coper getting the fairy feet there. Alright, love it.
And Vix now has to go make a 3 or 4 minute trek back to Valley of Death himself, because a lot of hiking required this seed. 125.39 per Cooper's personal timer on the GP entry. Cooper not looking too happy about everything.
Yeah, don't really blame these runners. I mean, we were just as bamboozled by the seed,
Oh,
thinking,
for sure.
oh no, this is totally what it is. Nope, wrong. Seed had jokes.
Seed had big time jokes. Like, I don't know what the odds were of us getting this item layout, but but so much being vanilla is kind of silly. Now, some of it was that there were just a decent amount of junk items in the item pool, but still, it sure felt like it, especially because 2/3 of our palace items are vanilla too, just for the extra giggles.
Yeah,
50% chance this is a full GP, 50% chance that T-Bird is required, 50% plus a bit, because T-Bird can just shuffle in the way anyhow. I don't know what that extra bit is, because probabilities get funny up to that point, but yeah. We've got glove and fairy blocks immediately, potentially here starting with Palace. Yep, glove and fairy block. Yay! Thanks, game!
Those are the two things we've had for the longest time, though.
Yep, because those were early. Yeah, but it is true vanilla Palace enemies do help make this a little less terrible. So we're taking a stare at this elevator, deciding which way he wants to go.
Yeah, more junctions. Okay. So yeah, get in a couple of rooms and then make all the choices.
Yep. Which is good for Vix, because he's going to be about 3-ish minutes behind Cooper getting into the GP here.
And a drop choice, too. I've learned from experience, always check the other side of the room before taking the... Okay.
Well, and Cooper's like, nope, I'm dropping, which is the top of an L7 here. Neon dropping to the top of an L7. We'll eventually see the bottom of that L7 some point later. And 128.05 per Vix's personal timer, so about 2 minutes 40-second difference on the GP entry, which is not insurmountable, especially given that we've got some options here.
Oh,
they absolutely both feel behind, given how this has gone. There's no way you don't feel behind, I think, in this situation. Especially an hour and a half in.
I would have get. All right, so there's one of our loops. Koper
Yeah.
is coming into the right side, so that drop didn't take too much of a detour.
Yeah, you saying you would absolutely feel behind here?
Oh, 100% I would. And if this would have been one of those GPs where it starts with a choice of going left or right, I probably would have gone left.
Yeah. Because you know that you did a lot of stuff that you could have skipped. Trophy Cave was really available on the west, and that Hammer Cave was not that ridiculously hard to find. Hammerlock Cave, although you still had to find the hammer, which was in and of itself a bit of a pain, to be fair. Just all around fun.
Yep. Honestly, I think them not finding that trophy cave, though, might be a secret benefit, because if they would have seen that that was a magic container early, I could see them clearing a lot more of those caves, not thinking they were vanilla, or knowing that they weren't vanilla, as we do find T-Bird here on Koper's side.
It's possible as far as clearing more item caves, although I think they both cleared most of them anyway. I'm not sure how much. Like Vix has nearly every overworld item checked off on his tracker, and Copra's checked a pretty good chunk of those off too at this point, so I'm not sure how much of a time save it ultimately was.
Yeah, that's fair.
Copra is first to
Yep.
T-Bird, yes. I think
And
Vix
Vic's
is going
taking
the same
about
way.
the same route. Yeah.
Skip the loop though, which is good. I think that would have taken a lot of time to extra trip to the east for Reflect though. That is true. That might be Patrick, because that was a long hike back to the east for Reflect, because the Vanilla Lake map was not kind for that. I believe Vix is on the route to T-Bird here. He skipped the loop Cooper took.
Yep, that Aeon drop loop. But nice steady doubles on Koper's side. Takes T-Bird down. No problem. Not getting touched.
Yep.
Finds a different loop, though, I think Vix did.
No, I remember that ferry platforming room. T-Bird should be, yep, right there.
Oh no, not required!
And it's a dead end! Oh, Gabe. Gabe's got jokes. Because of course it does.
And Vic's throwing us for a little bit of a loop here because his shielded sprite is the normal Link color. So he is shielded here.
Yeah. Losing the pendulum a bit, got a waffles and syrup room. We never commented on this for varying reasons, but community rooms are on the seed. Because that is not a vanilla palace room. Neither was the emoji room at the start of this GP, so.
Yep. Believe it or not, the original devs didn't put emojis into the palace layout.
No.
Which is a crying shame when you think about it.
And Cooper is looking at a lot of math, I think, potentially, if he's not careful here. Wasn't quite sure where he freeze framed the pause. And yeah.
Yep.
Got himself into a bit of a pickle there with the bubbles, having broken the block below him a little too early.
Agreed. And Vic's also taking down T-Bird. Gonna be getting his sad news here in about 12 seconds, because he's got one room to go here, I think, before that dead end.
Nope, it's an immediate dead end.
Oh, right, it is immediate.
Takes a spare and turns around. Just a pause of, oh, come on. And yeah, I'm really glad we were able to get this on the air, get the video going on the end. We end up getting a good hour out of it. It looks like Trez has since woken up and looks like he's found a fix to the cause of the issues. Fingers crossed. So hopefully this won't recur. Apologies for that earlier.
Vix continues to follow Koper here. Koper is saying nope to that up and left. We'll see. And I think so we have an early left at the top of the elevator. You need to ferry, and it's the statue room, the bird statue room. And then we have right of the Aeon drop, I think, is what we haven't explored.
Something like that. Koper dealing with a regular waffle room on his side, nothing too wacky. They do thankfully have plenty of health as Vix takes a death in that waffle. Not a lot of bad like Coper, but just they got hit too many times to death.
Yep. And yeah, like our tracker Patrick pointing out, the good news is you shouldn't have too crazy of rooms with vanilla enemies. Bad news is you can still have some crazy rooms.
Yep.
Because the community liked to put silly enemies in their community rooms.
Yep. And downstab block for Coper heading into this curtain room. There is at least decently cheap 25 here. It would be nicer if it was 24, but that ain't bad.
More choices here, I think. Yep, we can elevator down or right, and more choices.
More choices! I'm wondering if this is a long GP at the rate we're going. I don't think we've seen that much in the way of loops, and we've seen a good number of forks at this rate. And yeah, we've got options! Nick's dealing with this fun waffle room, we'll see where he goes after this. And more waffles for Coper. This time of the emoji variety again.
Yeah, Vix just definitely taking a I'm over this, I'm just gonna body the damage approach.
Yeah, I think they're both really hoping to just get this scene over with.
They may even be of the mind right now as Coper finds a dead end of just peeking at the race room like, are they done yet? and every second that passes that the opponent isn't done, it's, wait, do I have a shot here after everything that's happened?
Did my opponent do the same thing as me? Alright, so Vix is a few rooms behind Coper, although it depends on where he goes from here, because he's getting close to the point where Coper took the funk junction that took him to that dead end he just ran into. He's got to go back a couple rooms.
Yeah, this could be a really interesting photo finish too, because here's that elevator junction, and yeah, they're in the same room, just on different sides. So if Vix just takes the elevator, it's going to be spicy.
Yep.
Or just ferry that Coper, yeah.
And Vix is thinking about it and is going back up. Alright, nope.
Yep, so a couple rooms back to Coper there. More junctions!
And more rooms. This definitely feels like a long GP. I haven't been counting, but it feels like a long one.
That might actually be a loop on Coper's side, because I think there should be a ferry there. And because the ferry's gone,
this
our
is
tracker Patrick calling it out too.
Pretty close
to that's
T-word,
an up A.
I think. Yeah, this is near T-word, I think is where this junction was.
Yep. So yeah, that's a left then, going down from the waffle room that Vix is about to walk back to. So a left there. Otherwise, it's right of the Aeon, or I think left in Jackamus Run, maybe? I'm trying to remember. I think we just have two paths left to take.
I'm not sure. Coper's heading down this left now as Vix backtracks through this room.
Yep, I think they're going to be about back in the same room again pretty shortly, because yeah, here's the one that's going to be a left. But Coper not taking it. I think, is he forgetting? Yeah, you need to go left here, Coper. There you go. And yeah, Vix back here. So if he goes left, again, we could have a very tight race. But so far, Vix has been routing almost identically to Coper. Going right.
Which I get, it's just a bit unfortunate.
Oh, absolutely. And, almost back to what I was saying of every second that goes by and you see your opponent isn't done, you're like, okay, maybe I don't meta route. Maybe I do just route this like I normally would and just hope we made the same mistakes.
Vix just decided he's up A.
Okay. This could be huge. It could be, obviously, Coper could still be on the trail. We don't know. I'm more and more excited as time goes on.
Yep. Okay, got a Kingbot here. This is a new room on us. I don't think we've saw this one before.
Yep, definitely one of my
room.
favorite community rooms. Like it's not all that exciting, but it's still just a fun way to break up some monotony. Have a few enemies, still a little bit of danger. I really like that room. Because we have an elevator on Cooper's side, though.
And
glove block, upstab block. Let's go.
Yeah, we saw a downstab block earlier in the palace, so I can't remember now if it was required for. But yeah, game is just you just had to get everything apparently.
Yep, really nice turnaround jump there on Cooper's side. I don't want that to be missed by anything. That is not an easy jump to make by any stretch of the imagination, but he made it look easy.
Vix showing off one of the downsides of an up A is you have to go back through this sequence of early rooms, which includes this fairy block.
For work, you know to pack
and that takes some time every time you up A here in GP.
You know, with your Delta SkyMiles Business Amex card, buying that plane ticket for a business trip.
All right, so we know straight to the right here on Vix's side is that loop to the drop. So that'll at least dead end in about 3 rooms, I think. And then, go back, could be going left, as we have an elevator down here on Cooper's side.
No, apparently chat got hit with an ad. Sorry about that. Thankfully, it is stuff we've already seen on for Cooper.
More GP!
This is definitely a long GP.
Yep, the full 56 rooms, 58 rooms, somewhere in there.
Something like that, yeah. We're seeing every room.
Well, I mean, we saw everything else about the seed. Why don't we get to see every room of GP?
You're not wrong! We are happy at 1 hour 40, everyone. Something you really don't see very often.
Vix saving the lava bath there with a nice quick fairy. So I think if he fairies here and goes left, okay, so this is going to be some new stuff on Vix's side too. This is getting spicy, Star.
Yep, yeah, this is different for Vix. And of course,
ooh, but more junctions here on Cooper's side. Yeah, shoot. Oh no, it just leads to itself.
Okay, for Cooper, yep, that's a loop. Oh yeah.
So yeah, just go right here, and I think we're not many rooms left. If I'm not mistaken.
I think we are starting to hit that 56 room or whatever it is limit. Yeah.
Oh, it could still be right of the Aeon drop.
It could, because Cooper took the drop, and you said there, you check that right before you take the drop. And if it is there, Cooper is going to feel extremely silly. As it's
is this
still going.
Third room in a row for Cooper of the same, just lava bridge room?
Same low ceiling room, yeah.
Alright, we have an elevator on Vix's side.
Okay. And got this.
More rooms for Cooper.
Third room for Vix.
Is this what got to the Aeon drop, I think?
I don't remember, honestly.
I can't recall either.
Oh, well, okay. We finally found the Dark Link. I don't know where this was, but Vix has found it. Okay, was that left? As Cooper gets that ended.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! What a back and forth seed!
What's a typical ceiling for these flags? Not an hour 43, I can tell you that. But yeah, that was just this left, and that is GG's to VixRyder is gonna finish in 1:42:45. Finally finish out this disaster, and we'll be moving on to the next round. Cooper unfortunately is eliminated since he lost game 1 and now this game 2. But man, what a mess! What an absolute mess in terms of the seed and in terms of the restream. But that was a slog.
That was something. And yeah, so many rooms just in the back of GP going nowhere. Goodness gracious.
Cooper Coper either hasn't seen the dot done or wishes to continue the seed. I'm not sure which, but he is back to start and is going back to these early rooms.
Yeah, I think Coper at least knows that it's only a couple. I mean, he was probably counting too. He's like, I know there's only a few rooms, one to the right of Aeon Drop and one up here left of Jackamus. So at least I think it's the Jackamus room. I don't know. I've heard Mirai call it that before, so I'm just copying him. So if I'm wrong, blame Mirai.
Yep.
Modified awesome. Thanks,
room.
Patrick.
Yep. I don't know if Vix will join us for an interview since I know he said he needs to be up early tomorrow. He hasn't said a thing in race time at least.
Yep.
He also might need to go use the restroom or something.
Yeah,
at this point
looking at his stream, it's just a chair, so he might just be washing his ears out. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't catch that.
Oh man, I mean, both runners doing everything the other one did. They obviously just didn't know it, and yeah, just the most ridiculous things at the end of the day. Like the seed was saying, dangling the carrots of no, you just come right here. Just here's where you get that magic container. Oh no, just GP is only 10 rooms if you go the right way.
Yeah, definitely not an issue, as I think Coper is finally thrown in the towel. GG's.
No, I
decided...
don't blame Coper one bit.
No, me neither.
So yeah, GG's for both of our runners there. Just putting up with that seed, but also putting on a show of what this flag set can throw at us.
Yep, because this was definitely that. We are going to switch to the interview scene here, and we'll get them in for an interview here. Vix will be joining us. I think Coper. We'll see if Coper wants to join us. What a disaster.
Yeah, I also I don't know what to say to these runners after that, other than do you want a blanket and some cocoa?
Haha. Yeah, no kidding. They definitely would probably like a break this week after everything.
Yep. The good news is, Vix has a full week off of Z2 before he has to worry about the next round.
There is that. So I'm gonna go to our runners in for interview here. Hey, VixRyder and Coper, GG's, guys.
Yo, GG's.
I am sorry you two went through that. I just want to start by saying that.
That seed certainly had jokes, that's for sure.
Of all the Z2R seeds, that sure was one of them.
Yeah.
Like we think there were only 6 items that weren't vanilla, but it was bad enough that everyone, and I'm pretty sure including you two, thought they were just vanilla.
That's exactly why I went to Maze Island looking for and skipped P-Bag Caves and all that, and Trophy Cave.
Yeah, you both did the same thing, because you guys... because 4 out of your 6 palace items were vanilla, only the P-Bag replaced the flute and the raft were swapped, and then, let's see, we got a magic jar out of magic container cave, we got a P-Bag off the P-Bag cave, and another P-Bag off Stonehenge, which we assume just replaced the heart there. And then I think there was like a P-Bag in one of the Eastern vanilla. I think Cobra found a P-Bag in Risen P-Bag cave, really something too, or so we just kind of assumed it was all vanilla until game Y when we finally got to Maze Island.
Yeah, that was all just the seed being silly. The only thing I was really upset about was that I totally forgot that there was a cave back in the west, and should have.
You both did, and so did we.
Yeah.
Earlier. Did you? Yeah.
Yep, I did too. I had thought I found all my ways off the west, and as I'm digging through Death Mountain, I'm like, oh no, wait, there's one more way off the west that I have yet to find.
Yeah, I didn't remember that cave was there. I was like, I'm just gonna go double check the west, and
yep,
it was right there. It was a very small west, so it wasn't very hard to cover it.
Yeah, it's just kind of tucked away in the corner. I'm not sure personally if I saw it and promptly forgot it, or if we actually had, or what, because if if you watch us back, we were in radio mode for the first half hour of Restream, some severe technical issues.
Oh no.
Which kind of didn't help with us keeping straight of some things that, man, just the seed really strung you along for a bit as far as those items go. We were worried for a bit that you might not realize that it was actually shuffled vanilla items that you would leave P5 without the raft coper, because I think you'd seen the glove out of 2 and then the cross. I don't remember seeing the cross out of 6, but
Yeah, I
the
already
game
had the
just felt
cross as well.
so vanilla. In terms of overall, in terms of both palace and overworld items, and then nope, surprise, they're both shuffled, just mostly vanilla. Because why not? I guess.
Yeah, even like the hammer and the magic container were vanilla and
Right?
Yep. Granny's basement. Oh, just the worst.
yeah.
I do want to commend both of you. Had a phenomenal Guma fight, but I do have to hold Coper's hand a little higher than Vix's on that one. Coper, your Guma fight was absolutely spot on and phenomenal. So GG's on that.
Oh, thanks. I guess it was above average for me. Um,
I'm trying to find
Yeah.
something nice to say about the seed, man.
There's
You
there's no redeeming qualities about this seed. None whatsoever.
Man, and a long GP to top it off too. Like you got in there like 2.5 minutes after Coper Vix, but you took slightly fewer dead ends.
Slight
Yeah,
fear.
I loved.
I didn't really take any
Dead
significant
end slash
deaths.
loops. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have been a pathing thing because I don't feel like I was slowed down by combat or deaths or anything like that.
No,
I
yeah,
took
you
a
found the one super long
I
dead end,
took
and
a
that was really
left.
it.
Yeah, I took a left at one of the junctions and then just kind of stumbled my way into Dark Link.
Yeah.
It was like one of the middle junctions too, so it like made no sense why it was that way.
Yeah. No, that's fair. There were some like confusing paths and loops there, and some duplicate rooms and stuff. And it was
Mm-hmm.
it was getting pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I
100%.
don't feel like I had to find the way to the end or anything. It was fine, but otherwise the seed was very like easy generally. You know, other than like the jokes and forgetting the one cave.
The
Yeah,
seat was fine in terms of like you had levels, you had health, you had 5 lives. So even though Fairy was kind of expensive for a good
yeah.
chunk of it, you were fine on that.
No
Yeah.
mixed large and small enemies made a big
No.
Yep.
difference.
5
So,
lives to start too.
yeah.
Yeah.
My heart sank as soon as I saw that I couldn't get fire spell. Then like, okay, well, Reflect is either in Naburu or in Old Kasuto. I hope it's in Naburu. And I go to Old Kasuto and it's right there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
my first time finding that out was at Old Kasuto, I believe.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah, is it when we
Yeah.
noticed.
So was your first time not seeing a vanilla item on Maze Island, just like me? And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
kid
so for
spot
you
and being
both,
like,
yes.
here's a red jar. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I already confirmed that spell items exist, so
Yeah,
So
I think I
that's
brain farted that, but yeah.
that's the thing is like I found a pea bag in 3. And I'm like, oh, okay, well that must be my flute that we started with. So I knew
Yep.
the palace items were shuffled. But then it was the overworld, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I found my Maze Island, stupid late. I'm just gonna grab the kid just in case it's thunder, and then I drop into the cave, and where's the kid?
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't go into 3 until very late. The first shuffled palace item I found was the raft in 5, and yeah, when I went up there, I was like, oh, maybe it's a pea bag. I'll grab a pea bag. And then it was a raft, and I was like, well, that's exactly what I needed. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah. All
crazy.
in all, you guys did do a lot of similar things. I mean, you were both hunting through DM, and then I think Coper, you were slightly faster to to Maze Island than Vix, but yeah, it was a lot of little things, but like you were saying about the easy seed, like 4 bosses, 5 rooms in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I've
seems to
seen
happen
them
a
in
lot
previous
with
early ones.
bosses continue to palace. They can be pretty
So,
really odd.
did you go into 4 looking for the boots after seeing all that?
Yeah, I did. After I
Okay.
saw the non-vanilla items, I did go in there and look for the boots, and then I went to 3 to look for the boots, and then I went to 1 to look for the boots, and yeah,
Yeah,
it
you
did,
had
did
a
not get
good
them.
few minute. You had a good few minute lead on Vix at that point because I think just differences in bit of like subtle differences in overworld routing. I think.
Yeah.
But then you just gave some of that time back, so you end up being pretty close because you guys. The order of things was a little bit different, but you guys both full cleared that seed. You combed over every inch of the east at least, probably about twice each. Combed over every inch of that DM twice each. Went over the west a few times. That was a very, very last location. I actually got out at Z2R at about the hour 10 mark to go verify that the Payson was accessible, just to be sure.
Yeah, it was
Because we legitimately
understandably
were getting a
frustrating.
bit uncertain after that.
I will say and I know Patrick said it and Star said it. I'm very glad we fought through the. I say we like I helped. I'm very glad that the tech issues were fought through so we could get this on restream because it was very back and forth, especially with all those gotchas. So it was an amazing race to watch through to the end.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were able to was able to put on a show this evening.
Yeah. Could have had that kid so much earlier if we didn't start with the key. I would have gone for the key.
Yep, same.
Oh yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trophy Cave just taunting you guys the whole time too.
Yeah, exactly. It was right there. I
I'm
mean,
like,
if we didn't start with jump spell, I probably would just go out and get it. But or
yeah.
yeah.
Well, because I found a pea bag in Medicine Cave, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that means that that's where the medicine would be. We started with the spell out of that
Right,
town.
yeah.
I just didn't go in there. I was gonna go into Medicine Cave. I was like, no, this is silly.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen so far has been vanilla. I'm not going into Medicine Cave.
No, and every single time I'm like, this makes total sense. I do the same thing. It's just
Did
I've
you
said
do you find Thunderbird?
yeah,
Yep.
you both did fairly
Okay.
early.
Thunderbird and then immediate dead end after.
Yeah.
It's my favorite combination.
Yeah, my goodness, right? And with the item shuffle too, like I've seen Cs where you start with like 8 hearts, half a dozen like no spell items, like no spell items, like flute or boots, glove, and like there's just like half the item pool or more is junk, and you can still tell it's vanilla items. And there's the exact opposite where you don't start with a ton, and it's still not vanilla, and then the game just makes tricks you into vanilla items because gosh dang it, Seed.
Mm-hmm.
The odds of this seed had to be very, very low. Something like that.
Agreed, 100%.
The odds of this item layout alone were rather silly. I'm not going to go calculate it, but it was not high.
Well, I guess that's it for me. I don't know. We made the same big mistake in this one. The race we did last night didn't have a restream, but I made 2 big mistakes last night. I was totally
Yeah, a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. I don't even remember what mistake we made last night.
Oh yeah, last night I just the thing that I really regret is not recognizing the item room in 1.
Oh yeah, the P1 thing.
Yeah. And then like full clearing looking for a flute that was right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for me for this tournament, and good luck Vix and the rest. And thanks.
Yeah, thank you. GG's again.
Yeah, GG's, guys.
yeah,
Thanks,
absolute GG's to
thanks
both of you.
Star and everyone. I don't know who's all in. I know it was a lot of people who were racing just a minute ago, and I didn't see that race, but hopefully we get a podcast from Mirai or someone pretty soon. because it certainly deserves one, I'm sure. I saw that several people were in GP at the same time. So anyway, thanks, guys.
Mhm. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you guys again.
GG's. So I do think that's going to be it here for us tonight. GG's again to both our runners. What a slog. VixRyder and jkoper, to my co-com Tiverius, and to our tracker BKPKT Patrick for doing the tracking tonight. This is it here. Coming up ahead for tonight, coming up ahead on the schedule, we have ourselves a next race is going to be an Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 7 Standard Tournament Brackets Round 1 Game 3 between C. Falcon and Meshi. Then the next races will be on Saturday. Currently scheduled to be over the weekend. That'll be more OTR or weekly races. And then we'll have more Z2R matches added to the schedule as they get scheduled, so we'll keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, that is it here for us. We're gonna go over and I'm gonna go find you a raid target and call it here for the night. We're gonna go say hi to Just Andy B, who is Just Andy 8, sorry, who is doing his Zelda 1 randomizer pickup race, practicing for their tournament that's ongoing. So we'll see how that's doing. She's about an hour in. And then thanks for watching all. We will see you next time.